Hey guys, so Star Wars Celebration is happening right here in Orlando, and unfortunately I was not able to go, but I have been glued to the live stream on YouTube, and we got two massive gifts today because today was the Last Jedi panel, and we got two massive gifts. One being this super awesome poster, which depicts Luke, Rey, and Kylo Ren in kind of like this vintage style, which I really like. I'm definitely going to have to get this poster and put it up on my wall because it looks awesome. And the second gift we got is a trailer. And that's probably the whole reason why you're even watching this video. And first of all, thank you for watching this video because I'm sure there are tons of videos about the Last Jedi trailer going up online as I speak. But thank you if you happen to be watching this one. So let's go ahead and break down some things, and I have some thoughts about this trailer, so let's go ahead and talk about them here right now in this video. Now I will leave a link down in the description below for the actual trailer itself so you can watch it in its full glory. Without me talking over it or various things I want to talk about it and breaking it up. So the link is down there for you to watch the full thing in all of its glory. But let's go ahead and talk about the trailer. This trailer is mostly voiceover of like Luke and Rey talking about light, dark, and overall balance of the Force. We do get a few quick glimpses of Rey training with Luke, but nothing too elaborate. What I'm really looking forward to is the relationship between Luke and Rey and how far he's willing to push her to train her. That's really something I'm really looking forward to. I don't know if it's going to be something as hard as Yoda pushing Luke was, if he's going to be a little bit softer on her, but by the looks of it, he's definitely not going easy on her. And even Daisy Ridley said during the panel that when we meet our heroes, it's not always all it's cracked up to be, which leads me to believe he's definitely going to put her through the gauntlet of training, but it might take a little while for him to be convinced that he's actually willing to train another person to become a Jedi. And if you remember, Luke has been secluded for quite some time. He's on this island, essentially in the first Jedi temple. And we get a shot of like a bookcase, like a bookshelf inside of the cave with several books on it. And it actually took me several viewings to realize that it was a bookshelf with books on it until Rey sort of is going through it and sees a symbol about light and dark and the balance of the Force. So what essentially that leads me to ask is, do these books sort of lay out what the Force is? Does it sort of tell how to use it? Hopefully these questions will be answered. I don't know yet, but I guess we'll find out when the movie comes out. And of course we do get some pretty epic action shots involving Poe, BB-8, Captain Phasma, the Millennium Falcon. Speaking of Captain Phasma, she's back, which I kind of knew she would be. She had a very small part in The Force Awakens, so I was really anticipating her returning. But I hope they sort of elaborate how she returned, because the last time we saw her in The Force Awakens was Han, Finn, and Chewie sort of decided to put her in a trash compactor. So I don't know if she got out the same way as Luke, Leia, and Han did in A New Hope, but I guess I don't know if they'll elaborate on it or if maybe she was saved by some stormtroopers or what's going to happen, but I hope we get a little bit more time and development with Phasma overall. We also get a glimpse of one of our other heroes, Finn, who is in what looks to be like a medic pod sort of thing because he was injured at the end of Force Awakens. If you remember, he was fighting Kylo Ren and got injured. So I don't know exactly what's going to be happening with his character, but John Boyega at the panel said that his character would be involved. He would be doing some interesting things, so he's not going to spend the entire movie in a coma, which I'm hoping he definitely does not do. I hope he doesn't spend the majority of it in a coma or anything like that. I really like his character. I'm really looking forward to him being a bigger part of the Star Wars universe. Another character we don't see very much of is Kylo Ren. There's a very short glimpse of him holding his lightsaber, and we get a little bit of a look at a scar that he has on his face. And if you remember, he got that scar from fighting Rey in The Force Awakens. She sort of slashed at his face and it sort of cut it up. So he does have a scar. We don't really get to see a very good look at it, but I'm really looking forward to his character and just how he is dealing with things right now, because he lost a fight to a young Force user in Rey at the end of Force Awakens. So now I'm curious to see where his mentality is at the beginning or even throughout The Last Jedi. And speaking of Kylo Ren's mental state, there is a shot of the Vader helmet sort of destroyed with some like broken glass and stuff around it, which sort of leads me to believe that Kylo Ren has returned from his fight with Rey, and he's basically pissed off. He doesn't know how to deal with such a young Force user being able to beat him in a fight, especially since he's been, for the most part, trained. His training isn't finished, as most people don't seem to finish their training in this series. But I feel like he's sort of in this place where he doesn't know if he should question who's been training him this whole time, if he should still continue following it. He's still dealing with that inner struggle of light and dark, and the Darth Vader helmet sort of symbolized what he wanted to be, but now I think he's realizing he's not going to be able to be Darth Vader, so now he's going to have to be his own sort of vengeful sort of person. So he's obviously going to be vengeful because he's going to be pretty pissed off that he lost to Rey. So he's going to be in this place of still continuing of struggle of light and dark, but I think he's going to start leaning more towards dark and start branching to more independent actions as opposed to following leaders. And of course, at the very end of the trailer, Luke says that it's time for the Jedi to end. This is a little bit tough to hear as a Star Wars fan because the Jedis have essentially been the heroes of the entire saga, so of course you don't want them to end. But I think this conversation is happening very early in The Last Jedi versus sort of in the middle or the end, because if you kind of consider, again, Luke has been very secluded. He doesn't really have a whole lot of faith in what the Jedi have become, especially since Kylo Ren has turned against him and all the training. He's killed all the Jedis and all that stuff like that. So he's very secluded and he's very upset about that. So he's not big on wanting to train another person to become a Jedi. But obviously he does train Rey to become a Jedi because we see those short little glimpses of him training her. So this scene, I think, takes place very early in the film until he's sort of convinced by Rey to train her to fight Kylo Ren or bring balance to the Force, whatever you may want to consider it as. So this scene is very early on, but it also begs the question, who is the Last Jedi? Which still goes unanswered even in this trailer, but could it be Luke, who is essentially ending training of the Jedi? Could it be Rey, who Luke has decided to be his final sort of trainee of becoming a Jedi? That question is still very open-ended, and I still don't think we're going to get an answer to it even in the movie, but we will see. This movie is set to come out in December, which is pretty much when Star Wars are coming out now. Star Wars films have been rolling out in December with Force Awakens, and then with Rogue One, now with Last Jedi. Probably Han Solo movie will eventually come out in December. But I'm really looking forward to this. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. I love The Force Awakens. It's probably one of my favorite all-time movies. I loved it from beginning to end. And as soon as it ended, I wanted to see this movie, but I had to wait 2 years. So I'm really looking forward to this movie coming out at the end of the year. I have left, like I said, a link down in the description box down below to the full trailer if you wish to check it out. Be sure you check it out and come back on this channel, on this page here, and go in the comment section down below and comment your thoughts on The Last Jedi if you've not seen it yet. If you have seen the trailer, be sure to let me know what your thoughts are. Again, if you happen to stumble upon this video as opposed to the other thousands of Last Jedi videos, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And to everyone who has subscribed, I'm almost at 100 subscribers, so be sure to tell your friends. Try and get me to 100. I'm really looking forward to that. But guys, thank you so much for watching. You really are the best, and I will see you in the next one.